Turn the dial up, turn it loud. Miami's pride, make us proud. CanesWear crew, you hear the crowd. Hurricanes ain't backing down. Every play, every score. Raising bets and raising roar. Rocking orange, green galore. All for one and one for four. We got FTSN, taking names, winning again. Podcast fam, till the end. Tune in, now let's begin.
Hello and welcome to the CanesWear podcast, August 28th, 2025. 3 days, basically 71 hours or so, I think, from the opening kickoff for the Miami Hurricanes. And I don't know if anybody in this crowd knows, but there's a big game on Sunday. If you don't know that, you're probably on the wrong channel. So the cooking show is on the FTSN channel on the other show. But this is the CanesWear podcast by the FTSN network. We're live. We got an amazing panel today. Thank you for everybody for joining us. Remember, we're sponsored by CanesWear and CanesWear.com. It's an orange out. Tons of orange in the store. Orange number 1 jersey. Orange number 24 jersey. Orange, orange, orange. Jeff has been stocking orange like crazy. So orange is the new championship color. So without any further ado, we got a phenomenal show today. I got a great cast. I got Gio. How we doing, Gio?
I'm doing phenomenal. Just wrapped up an hour and a half with Amon on Who on Smoke. We're about to go for more here on the CanesWear podcast. It's almost game time. Let's go.
All right. We got Mondo here. How we doing, Mondo?
Hey, what's up, guys? Good evening. Are you ready or what? 3 days?
We're ready, Mondo.
3
We're ready.
days to kick off? You ready or what? Let's go.
We're ready. We got a famous I Hate Football podcast live here with us today.
What's going on, guys? Good to see everybody, man.
What's up?
And we've also got a special guest. My son Garrett is, as you all know, around the store and everything like that. He is here joining us today, too.
Hey, Garrett.
Garrett, what's going on, buddy?
Garrett.
Excited.
So we've got a lot of people on the board. We're going to get to your questions and comments in a moment. I see we got who do we got? We got Zach there. We got Jake. We got Juan Manuel. We got Blue. We got Todd. We got the Duck is here in the house. Who Wants Smoke is here, of course, and Gio. So we're going to get to all the comments in a minute. Before I get to those guys, what's the most exciting part about today? 3 days away. What are you feeling right now?
I'll tell you what, this week has gone by slow. I am so grateful for that I have an event tomorrow, so it's going to make it go faster. Saturday, there's a bunch of parties that I'm heading out to and everything, private parties, public parties and everything for preparation for this game. I'm just excited that like the weekend is almost here. Like now it's going to go by like a breeze to game time.
Absolutely. So that's what you're excited about, Gio.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
here very quick now.
All right. Well, good stuff. So it's guys, what are you most excited about? The 3 days in. Forget day before the game. Right now, what's on your mind about the game? The game week.
No, have at it, Will. Go ahead.
Man, look, for me, I'm glad that it's game week. The talking is over, right? The speculation is over, right? The opinions and you know all that's done, right? All these people now talking and you know giving their opinions, and Carson Beck's not this and Mario's not that, and you know even like the Georgia fans getting involved. Oh, Gunner, we're better off with Gunner Stockton. You know, like it's done. You know, we're 72 hours away, less than 72 hours, I think, at this point. You know, it's time to strap them on, man, and let the pads do the talking. So I'm ready. I'm ready for game night, man. I'm just ready to see it.
That's a great point, Will. It's been it seems like it's been forever, the wait for this game. It seems like, we're like, okay, we're now 40 weeks, 50 weeks. It just seemed like, we knew this game was coming for so long, and just so much excitement built. And now we're here. It's almost surreal right now. It's like slow motion. Everything's coming together. Everyone's coming to town. People, the Notre Dame tweeters or posters on X are going like, I saw some guy we got 8 defensive tackles. You're never going to get by us. We got 8 defensive tackles. And Gio says, wait a second, 8 to 10. We've got a legendary player. We got one of the great running backs of all time here. And I think Jeremiah Love is it Jeremiah Love?
It is.
Yeah, I think he was calling himself that in that. It's like they got everything. It's like our quarterback is the worst quarterback in the ACC. Forget that he's 25-3. We'd rather have a guy that never thrown a pass, who has no bad habits, over a guy that's 25-3. I mean, these guys are cracking me up. So, I mean, I feel really good about this game. Really good about this game. I mean, Mondo, I want you to know, if I was a betting man, okay, I'd be going very deep on this game. Just want to let you know, a hint.
I had taken a little respite from Hard Rock and all that, but let's just say there's some funds in there ready for this game. We'll get to that.
Absolutely.
But what we're most excited about, we're less than 3 nights away. I mean, at this time on Sunday, hooting and hollering will be all at the game, and that's it. I mean, all the talk is pretty much over. Notre Dame fans and some of their media people are chirping online, and they think it's going to be easy. They still keep harping back to our defense from last year, and as we know, I mean, yeah, props to them. They made the Natty last year, but that's got nothing to do with this game this Sunday.
Absolutely, and we're 6-0, like we said. And the last, like Will said, 6 in a row for us. We've got, what do we got? A 6-game winning streak as well at home.
Sure.
I don't know, but I'm calling it right now. 58 games. Watch out. That we're coming for it.
I mean, that atmosphere Sunday night's going to be insane. So, I mean, I don't want to tell you guys that. So if they do knock us off, hey, I said it a couple of weeks ago, I'll tip my cap, because I know that from hearing from a lot of people, Gio and others, that staff's got them ready. I mean, they're locked in. I've heard Mario this week on the radio. He's like tunnel vision right now. So that team, veteran quarterback, they're ready. They are defense, secondary. They got it. I mean, they're the underdog this weekend, according to the odds makers. But
I love it. +2. It's phenomenal.
I mean, just hammer the money line, in my opinion, is what I'm saying.
I agree. I agree. Gary, you got anything to add about your excitement level for the game?
Yeah, it feels like it's been the longest wait ever since that disappointing end of last year. So just I've been waiting. Feels like forever for this moment. And back in 2017, that was like the best game I've ever been to, personally. It was just the most amazing experience. It was the loudest game I've ever been to. The Bandy pick 6, of course, and just it gives me chills thinking of that game. So if we can get something close to that again, it would just be so amazing. And I think they're really going to feed off the Hard Rock energy early. The defense, I think, is going to be just flying around, feeding off the energy. It's going to be loud as hell in there, and we'll see how Carson does his first game back off the injury. And I like us 31-24. I think we just got to contain Love is the biggest thing, and keep them in check. And I feel good. I think they're definitely going to play off the energy, like I said, and it's going to be a fun one. I can't, this is the most excited I've been for a home game, and maybe since that game, honestly. Like just
wow, that's a big statement.
A big opponent in the Rock under the lights. People just don't get it, but we know what it's about. So.
I was telling somebody the other day, so I got a chance. I went to Notre Dame in 2016 when Miami was there. Stayed in Chicago, drove over to South Bend, and I told people I was treated unbelievably nice by the people in South Bend. Like I was truly impressed. I didn't expect that, obviously, based on the rivalry that they had in the 80s and the 90s. Fully expected to not be treated well. Everywhere we went, bars, restaurants, the ushers at the stadium, after the game, even Miami having lost the game, nobody was talking trash. Nobody was whatever. I was really impressed. I would tell the people visiting from South Bend coming to Miami this weekend, don't expect the same.
Excellent setup there.
Look, I won't be the one doing it, right? I mind my business. I root for my team. I try not to talk trash to anybody. I can't speak for everybody that will have been tailgating for the better part of of the entire day by the time kickoff comes around. I am just telling Notre Dame fans, if you're watching, I'm not condoning it. I am just telling you, do not expect the same welcome that I got in South Bend. Don't expect for you to get that in Miami. They will not be nice to you if you're wearing Notre Dame colors. Just be ready. CJ Carr better be ready too.
Will, I agree. Most of us have a good experience with all fans. I mean, I don't care if you're in Miami. Most fans are respectful, but you do get sometimes a handful that aren't. I think most of the Notre Dame fans will get treated okay, but there's plenty of fans that told me in Notre Dame they weren't treated well. So you just never know. But you're right. You were lucky, and I mean, I'm sure the 5 bus will be treating the fans very well, and especially when we're saying bye, because we won the game big. You know. All right, so let's see. Let's get some questions here. Zach Minger reminding us it's Happy National Banana Lovers Day. Okay, grab me a banana, Garrett. Jake, Brett, Gio, Mondo, Happy Hump Day. I guess that was from yesterday, from Tacoma. I just rolled in a little while ago. All right, repping the U. Awesome. All right, Jake just made the travel. That's awesome. Juan Manuel's in the house. Great to see you, Juan Manuel. Let's go. Yes, we changed it tomorrow night, Blue. We're here, baby. Let's go, Canes. Todd Fowler, Dolphin Denny says, let's go, Canes. Let's kick some Notre Dame arch. All right. The mullet Duck is here, fresh off my live chat on Cane Smoke. Awesome. Duck's doing a double dipper here. So if you've double dipped tonight, please let us know. That'll be awesome if you join. If you can't get enough Geo, you need Geo 24/7. I need more Geo in my life. Tell us, please let us know how you feel about that. Let's see what we got. Who do we got here? Who wants smoke live Miami? Any questions here? Juan Manuel. All right. Hassan, great seeing you tonight. Thanks for joining. Lorraine, always a pleasure. Number 1 Cane fan, Lorraine. All right, Juan Manuel. Let's see what he's got. He's so grateful to know that CJ Carr is apparently walking around like the cocky rooster. That's a good thing. Around campus with Marcus Freeman, gut feeling handed him the job. Kid was vomit. All right. And that
I want to ask Q a question on that, because I kind of said my piece on that with Amon this week. And I want to ask Q, because I'm sure Q will have a good response for that. So Marcus Freeman kind of divulged maybe a little too much by saying that his decision in going with Carr was a little bit of a gut feeling. And some Miami fans are saying, well, you know, so you're going with a gut feeling, not what you saw with your own eyes, because there was pretty much a narrative coming out of Notre Dame's media that was watching their camp that Kenny Minchie was looking like the better option through most of their camp. And then all of a sudden, CJ Carr wins out of the blue as soon as their camp ends. Do you think it was misdirection from Marcus Freeman and the Notre Dame coaches, or did this guy really just pick a quarterback off of a gut feeling? That's kind of scary.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think it was misdirection. If you saw that answer, he was struggling on how to answer that question. I think that was real. I don't think he was making it up. If he was making that up, he's a hell of an actor. I think he was truly, you know, just shooting from the hip on this one. You know, you're going with a guy who's never, ever thrown a pass in college, you know, and now you're going on the road at Miami, you know, to open up the season. Listen, I don't know if that says more about, you know, CJ Carr or does that speak louder about a kid like Kenny Minchie, who obviously isn't the most experienced guy either, right? He's thrown 4 college passes. I think most people expected, you know, Minchie to start again, even with his limited experience, a guy who's, you know, he's a whole year older, and, you know, he's again, not a lot of experience, but again, a guy who's at the very least older, right? And so, you know, to me, man, I think if he had to do again, I think he would answer the question differently, because I guarantee you that for everything that Miami fans were saying about that and read into it, I would imagine the Notre Dame fan base probably wasn't super thrilled to hear that about him. I had never heard Marcus Freeman, you know, answer a question the way he did, and it was really telling to me to hear it. I don't think it was an act. I don't think he was misdirecting. I think he truly shot from the hip on this one. But I think if he had to do it over again, I don't think he would have answered the question the same way. Because again, it was a really odd answer to the question. And I think you could have listened. You control that narrative. you can answer that question however it is that you want, right? Everybody does, right? You tell them, if you tell the crowd of reporters that the sky's green, then you can probably convince them that the sky's green, right? Like, you control that narrative, you control however it is you want that message to come out. And for him to answer it the way he did and seem really truly like he was going back and forth, he was stumbling over his words, he couldn't really formulate the sentence, and then at the end he was like, "Oh, I just went with my gut." I was really, really surprised on that one, and it kind of makes me think that if CJ Carr gets in a position, where he's going to struggle, I think he'd probably get a quick hook for some reason. It just kind of makes me think that way. That I think him struggling is going to make him think, man, I shouldn't have shot from the hip. I should have gone better than a gut feeling. And I don't think he'd hesitate to pull him if he thinks that, like, at halftime he's down and the team needs a spark. I could see that change come at halftime.
Yeah, I mentioned that this week, that I wouldn't be surprised if Miami sees both of Notre Dame's quarterbacks, because I look back to how their offense was last year. Riley Leonard, a lot of power game, read option, that sort of type of offense. You look at CJ Carr, he's not really that type of quarterback. Minchie, more of dual threat type, can handle some of those capabilities for the offense. I could see that being a wrinkle being thrown out there, even if he doesn't get the start. Like, he's not getting the start, but I could still see him being out there in that game situationally, just because what they were comfortable doing just a year ago. I could see that.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to walk that line between, okay, he needs reps, right? He's got to kind of settle into the game. He needs reps. We have to establish that confidence, with him. A couple of little screens and some short passes in order to kind of get that confidence going. And if you start, kind of pulling him from the game for Minchie and packages and the whole deal, I just don't know what that does. Obviously we don't know that kid. We don't know what his personality is like. Again, do you think, in their mind, if you're Marcus Freeman, man, I can't pull him because that's going to mess with his psyche, or it's going to, whatever. It'll be really interesting to see. Like, I was listening to somebody earlier today on a Notre Dame pod. They were talking about they don't think that there'll be packages. They think if he struggles, they're going to pull him and play Minchie, and then that'll be the end of it. Like I said, I kind of feel like that's going to be the case. Like with a guy who's never played, again, with those reps, and let him kind of settle into the game. But I think if he throws a couple passes and you pull him and you kind of you got him coming in and out, I don't know that you establish a rhythm with that offense and with the offensive line and the whole deal. So to me, I really feel like he plays, he struggles, and they pull him at some point in the game and play Minchie.
I think there's definitely going to have two quarterbacks. I think it's actually going to be by design. I don't think it's just going to be that if he's struggling. I think they're going to be rotating. Not the Wildcat or so, but they're definitely going to be rotating. So we'll see what everybody else thinks. Kim Sanchez, welcome to the show, a.k.a. Kim Tomlinson. Let's see. There it is. First comment of the day, Hassan. It's the 9:34 mark. Mondo's Guns. Congratulations, Hassan. You are the first to bring up Mondo. Look at that. We're definitely going to get the female crowd in this one now. This is,
hold on. Let me see if the wife's inside. Yeah, she's inside the house.
All right, good. Next week, Mondo will be doing push-ups for every point the Hurricanes score live. All right, so that's going to be very exciting for the women. Bring your wives, please. Let's see what we got here. Blue, thank you, Blue, with the gambling tip of the day. All three season openers under Marcus Freeman have gone under the total by 11, 4.5, and 27.5 points. Interesting. Wow. Blue, I didn't know that, but I did take the Hurricanes in the over in this game. Let's see. Gio Kane. That's not you, Gio, right?
No.
All right, we got Gio Kane here. I just took Miami straight up. Forget the points. I like it. What is that? Plus 110. Let's see. Notre Dame is blue. Notre Dame has lost each of its last 6 true road games versus top 10 teams, dating back to a 2012 win at Oklahoma. Included in that stretch is a 41-8 against Miami's a 3.5-point favorite. So we beat them 6 in a row, guys. Notre Dame's lost 6 in a row to top 10 teams. We are playing at home in front of 60,000 screaming fans. They have a first-time quarterback, all right, that's never thrown a pass. The other guy's thrown, 5 passes. And then we got a quarterback that's 25-3 against what most people think is the best conference. So that makes sense to me that Notre Dame should be a 2-point favorite. Don't you think so, Mondo?
There you go. Exactly.
Naturally.
That's how bad our defense was last year.
Exactly. They're judging us on last year.
Yeah.
Paulie, welcome to the show. KB said, get your popcorn. We're talking about the wide receivers. That's Kevin Beard. Earlier in camp, and Mario looks the most relaxed he has been. Let's go, Canes. I agree on that. Mario does look relaxed. I mean, and he has to know it is a make or break year. I don't think Mario's in jeopardy being fired, but
No.
but Mario doesn't win 10 games this year. You got to say it's a disappointment. Wouldn't you agree, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Wholeheartedly, yes.
I mean, he's got to win 10 games.
Roster. It's the most complete roster, well balanced in over 20 years.
Yeah, we've talked about it for weeks. Barring a significant injury to Carson Beck, there's no reason. With 8 home games, again, you don't play. I think I said it last week. You don't play Clemson unless you play them in Charlotte. You don't play GT, UNC. You can laugh. We haven't been GT last couple of years. UNC, you have 8 home games. You don't leave the state till what, November? Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, you've overhauled the roster. It's repetitive, but it's go time. It's just they're ready. Their roster is ready. Their roster is good enough. It's a playoff roster. You couldn't say that a couple of years ago. Nowhere near it.
No, nowhere near.
This is a playoff roster, guys. So anything less, I changed it up. I told you last time that it was anything less than making Charlotte. No, I flipped that. Anything that other than a playoff berth to me is a major failure.
You need Charlotte
in
and a playoff, correct? You need the doubleheader.
No, I changed it. No, forget about Charlotte. We got to make the playoff. Which you're gonna have to make Charlotte, obviously. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Anything less than a playoff spot.
Yeah, if you're looking at the 2 most talented teams in the ACC, I don't know where the conversation lies, where the pushback comes in, right?
Right.
It's Clemson and Miami. Period. Point blank in the story.
Yeah.
Are they guaranteed to make it to Charlotte? No, not necessarily. But based on talent, there should be very little competition, in that conference, right? Louisville should be pretty good. Georgia Tech should be pretty good, right? But none of those teams should be what Clemson is. None of those teams should be what Miami is. Like this is the year, just like Gio said, the best, deepest, most talented roster they've had in over 20 years. This is it. You got a guy like Carson Beck. And I was talking to somebody about that the other day, man. If you look at where we were before game 1, same point, 3 days before game 1 last year, would anybody push back on the fact that we're in a better position? Now, listen, I know what Cam Ward turned into. But today, 3 days before the game, we're in a better position than we were last year with Cam Ward at the start, 3 games before the season started.
I agree.
Oh, yes. I agree. I agree with you 100% because I remember even in the spring last year, I left the spring practices last year before the season thinking to myself, man, they really need to address the safety position. That didn't happen. Mish Powell ended up playing safety when he was really a nickel. Miami lacked athleticism and length and speed at the safety position, which should never happen at Miami. Miami traditionally has great safety play. They've sent countless safeties to the NFL. They only had one guy in the cornerback room that you can make the argument is the only one worthy of playing on this year's secondary. They've entirely overhauled that whole thing. So I'm with you that I think Miami's in a better position because they're back. It would be, 2 and 4 and all right. So they're back 6. No, wait. No, that's 5 and 6. No, they're back 7. Okay, their back 7 on defense is bigger, faster, and stronger than a year ago and more productive and more all-conference players. Naturally, that weakness of Miami's defense last year could become more of a strength this year, especially your cornerbacks. You got 5 guys that could legitimately play. And your 5th guy was an all-conference guy in the Big Ten a year ago at Michigan State. That should give you an idea where that secondary is now. So I agree with you, Q, that I think the team is more prepared. Like Do I have my questions? Defensive tackle depth? Yes. But all around, the way the roster is constructed, it's the most balanced team. It's the most balanced team. I'm with you. Continue.
100%. Yeah. Look, people again, man, I've heard all this, bashing about, Carson Beck, and I'm like, listen, there again, right? A year ago, people were doubting Cam Ward, right?
Mhm.
And now look at what he did in this offense under the direction of Shannon Dawson, right? And Shannon Dawson doesn't get the praise. He doesn't get the national notoriety, right? Everybody's like, oh, that was Cam Ward, that was Cam Ward, that was Cam Ward. And again, when you're looking at the roster, right, and what it is that Cam Ward had at his disposal last year, you're looking at guys that really weren't drafted, right? These guys, Jacob George wasn't drafted, Xavier Restrepo wasn't drafted, Sam Brown wasn't drafted, right? The only guy drafted there was Elijah Arroyo, right? And so you're looking at what it is they did with this roster, guys that weren't NFL talent, right? And had the number one offense, in the country, right? So there again, Carson Beck with Shannon Dawson, a guy who's all the experience in the world, in the SEC and the whole deal. I just find it hard to believe that this offense is not going to be a really, really good offense. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be the number one offense like they were last year, but nobody can convince me that this offense is not going to be one of the best offenses in the country.
Well, didn't Heatherman did?
You know what narrative I think is hilarious because people have brought this up. When it comes to Beck, because I remember this with Ward last year, that everyone said, oh, but the fumbles and this and that, and whatever. He wasn't playing with Miami's offensive line.
True.
He didn't
Good
run
point.
the ball much last year.
Excellent point.
People bring up Beck's interceptions last year. His receivers led the entire country in drop passes and the most yards per drop pass. They had 600, almost 700 yards of drops.
Exactly.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And considering he still threw for over 3,000 yards. He had in the upper 20s for touchdowns, 12 interceptions. But you go back through some of those games, 2 of his interceptions in that Alabama game where he started off cold, it was his receivers running the wrong route. Go back and watch those games because people at the time, they said, oh, wow, well, Beck's throwing all these interceptions. What's going on? Look how he played in that second half. Like, if his team is gelling and his line is protecting, I think he definitely needs an offensive line more than Cam. Cam was more agile. Carson's more downhill.
Straight line.
Yeah. So I look at the interception thing like, okay, you need to look at the issue that they had with drops and how many of those picks really came from drops. There was quite a few.
There's context. There's context of those 12 picks, right? You can't just look at the number and be like, oh, he was terrible. Listen, man, I live not far from Athens. I live, right north of Atlanta. Know a million Georgia fans. And the trash that those guys have talked, like, oh, we're so glad he's gone. They're like, oh, so you guys upgraded with Gunnar Stockton, huh? Okay, well, we'll see. Those guys, they blame everything on Carson Beck. They take no responsibility. And I've told people, listen, man, Georgia's offensive line had 3 players drafted in the top 100 of the NFL draft. And they couldn't protect them. They had 3 offensive linemen drafted in the top 100 of the NFL draft, and they couldn't run the ball. So, listen, is it coaching? I mean, I would say coaching probably has to involve some Stacey Searles being the offensive line coach, right? Mike Bobo as the offensive coordinator. I would imagine some of that falls on them because when you have the talent that they have, granted, they had some injuries and everything, right? So you can't overlook that. But, again, you have 4 and 5-star running backs. You have, NFL talent, protecting the quarterback, right? And they couldn't run the ball and they couldn't protect the quarterback. So how is this Carson Beck's fault? Like, there's no quarterback that can succeed and thrive under those conditions. With receivers who can't catch a cold, with offensive linemen who don't protect, and with running backs who can't find the hole and run the ball. So, listen, the next quarterback who succeeds under those circumstances will be the first quarterback to succeed under those circumstances. It doesn't exist. Yeah. It doesn't. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, none of those guys succeed without the help around them. And Carson Beck is no different. But those guys take no responsibility, 0 responsibility for everything that happened around Carson Beck. All those guys getting arrested, those guys were getting arrested. It was like 3 dudes a week from Georgia getting arrested. Carson Beck wasn't one of those guys. He wasn't. He had a Lambo. and he wasn't speeding through Athens getting a red. The guy, for whatever they want to say about him, he wasn't the issues there, on or off the field. So,
Yeah, our new defensive coordinator said this week that our offense is hell to deal with. So I think he knows about defense and defending an offense. I know you could just say, "Oh, chalk it up to coach speak," and he's just saying that, but this offense has a lot of good pieces, man. And Dawson proved last year. Yeah, he had Cam Ward as the number 1 pick. But let's give Dawson some credit, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
100%. You have to. You have to.
Of course,
You'd
you
be
have to.
crazy
That number
not to.
1 overall pick was a 5th round projected guy last year, before the year. So I think this offense is gonna. I mean, I'm just waiting. I've been saying it for weeks now. In the second quarter, you're going to see all the texts and the tweets. Oh boy, this Beck guy sure can play quarterback, can he? People keep harping on the fact we picked up a slug at quarterback that's never played before.
Well, we're
like
playing.
you mentioned Georgia.
Sorry,
Like
go
you
on.
mentioned the Georgia fans. Of course, because he's gone. But if he was still there, they'd be talking about him like he was prime Tom Brady.
Of course.
It's just fans being fans. You know how it is. But
you guys forget he was sitting behind Carson Beck. Well, Carson Beck started. Like, they went into it in an open competition. Carson Beck beat him out to start, and Gunnar Stockton was a more highly recruited guy.
I'm curious to see how they do this year, because their quarterback didn't show me not a damn thing late in the season last year. I don't see anything.
That's what I tell these guys. That's what I tell you guys. I'm like, how do you guys think you upgraded? I don't understand it. I don't get what you guys are looking at. Like, listen, you can be mad he left. Cool. That's fine. Just say that. But miss me with we're better off with Gunnar Stockton. Listen, Gunnar Stockton is a better runner. Yes. But a better passer of the football than Carson Beck? Absolutely not.
Not even close.
Not happening.
Yeah, I definitely think I've had these since the schedule came out. I've had this circled. I think, obviously it's a much more balanced team. Everyone knows that. Defense is going to be way better. It can't be worse, obviously, but yeah, it's going to be way better. I think this year is going to come down to those last 2 road games, Pittsburgh and Vatech. I mean, you can just see it already. We're going in, we're chugging along, and it's going to come down to those 2 cold road games, which scary sometimes. So personally, I think that's where we're going to be right there, and we're going to have to go get those 2 games at the end of the year. So I could already see it.
And those 2 road games against teams that they traditionally don't necessarily dominate.
Right.
Because they Virginia Tech, since the Big East days, they've had trouble with them, and Pitt is not at all a cakewalk when they.
No, we saw the VT game last year. The VT game was an absolute
barely beat them, right? That call there at the end, right?
Yeah.
And they've always had trouble against Pitt, especially in Pittsburgh.
Correct.
I got to tell you guys, that was an awesome experience. The play happened right in front of me on the sidelines. That was
wow.
Exhilarating.
That replay took like 20 minutes, dude.
It felt like an entire hour, that replay. And you could see the expressions.
I was on the other side of the field.
I thought they were going to screw us.
I was on my hands and knees in the aisle. Like, they had to pick me up off the ground. I thought we had lost. I was like, oh my God, we lost.
I'm with you. I was like, there is no way that we get this call. Right. There's no way we get this call.
Exactly. Our guys ran out of the end zone. It was over. And then it was the most up and down feeling. One last thing on Beck that I want to bring up. I mean, we're again a guy that we're playing as no pass. So maybe he lights it up. Maybe he has a great game. I don't think anyone thinks that Carr is going to be the reason they win this game. Okay, but last year, opening game against the team that won the ACC, right? That was that won the ACC championship game. Georgia, 34-3 over Clemson. Beck, 23 for 33, no interceptions, 2 touchdowns against a good Clemson team. Now, I don't remember, when was the last time the Hurricanes had a quarterback that played that well against Clemson?
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
The day before
this guy, that was his non-conference game, not the Floridas, the Alabamas, the Mississippi States, the Texas A&Ms, all those teams. You think about it, 25-3. I mean, I'm so pumped about it. Obviously, we're going to know in 3 days. We're going to know at this time in 3 days. It's going to be probably third quarter, and we're going to know what we have. Juan Manuel, how much will Notre Dame miss Watts Bell, hawking, and communication skills? Will it affect Aiden Schuler and be exposed?
Oh, he's talking about Xavier Watts.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's the safety. He won the starting safety job for the Falcons
in Atlanta. Yep.
This preseason. Yeah, so he had about I think he had 6 picks last year.
Yeah, the Notre Award winner, I think.
That's a huge loss.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
he's
that's
legit.
a massive loss for them. They replaced him with Jalen Stroman, a transfer from Virginia Tech.
Tech. Yep.
We'll see how that works for them. Their other safety, the kid from last year, Aiden Schuler, he was talking trash recently with the media. Actually, this week he was saying that that it's going to be a home game for Notre Dame.
I know these people.
I saw that quote a little while ago.
Our 5 fans are going to show up. They're like taking the whole Panther thing and running it with our 5 fans. It's all going to be Notre Dame. It's going to be a 50-50 crowd. Well, because the game is, some people say, the game had 1,000 tickets left. That game will be. I mean, there will be some Notre Dame fans there, but I think
70-30 is the split.
You think 70-30? All right. So let's see what happens.
Norman, I think I'll put it to you this way, because of the amount of people that I know that are coming in from out of town. But I think personally, everyone remembers what 2017 was like and the stories that have come out of it. And people were kicked themselves that didn't go to that game. They said, I'm going to this one. Exactly. I'm not missing this moment.
I'm going. You can't miss. This is a can't miss game on the schedule. Norman, welcome to the show. Notre Dame could use 2 QBs just to give Carr a decent chance. He is good with his legs, but I think he'll be running for his life. I agree. Our ends, if Notre Dame thinks they're 8 deep on the DT, I think we're 8 deep on the defensive end. I mean, we've got quite a bit. 6 or 8 guys are going to be coming at them all game.
Notre Dame's left tackle is about 6'3" or 6'4", actually. I made a prediction earlier with Amon. I don't think necessarily one of the starters like Bain or Mesidor. I think Marquise Lightfoot is going to put his stamp on this game.
Marquise Lightfoot, all right, player. I'd like to see it. One manual. Let's see. Something about NIL math. The forecast is rain on Sunday. It gives our defense an advantage. As good as Love is, he won't be able to get his footing to cut back, reverse, even with the passing game. What are we thinking about that? I remember years ago, Freeman McNeil came down to the Orange Bowl, I think it was, against the Dolphins in the playoffs. Don Shula watered down the field. It rained, and he could not get his traction. That's a long time ago for you old timers. That's the A.J. Dewey 3 interception game, if anybody remembers it.
You just had everybody watching on Google right now, trying to find that.
The Dolphins went on to play the Washington Redskins in the strike year and ended up losing that game, but had the lead in the fourth quarter. So anyway, the thought is, how do we think the rain is going to affect this game?
Oh man, I know Saturday. The game's on Sunday. Saturday's supposed to be like 94% chance of rain the last I looked. Sunday, as we know, South Florida can change here and there. They're talking about in the 80s as far as percentage-wise as rain. I mean, obviously that would forget about the game. I mean, anybody going like me, myself, or you guys are going, I'm sure.
Tailgating.
That would kill the whole tailgate vibe, obviously, if it's raining from 2 or 3 to like 7 o'clock. I mean,
it would.
But you can't control that. But
the good news is CanesWear is undercover, so you can just spend all day. Even sitting on the side is undercover when you're waiting in line. So hopefully the rain is going to affect. I mean, we have a running game too. I like an experienced quarterback in the rain versus a rookie.
Same.
Would you agree? I just hope fans don't not show up if it's raining, because most of the crowd is going to be.
No, they're going to show up to this game.
Yeah. People are going to show up even if a tornado was running.
That's what I mean.
This is 100%. One game that it doesn't matter what the weather is; they'll be there. Trust me.
Hey, listen, if it was like Bethune-Cookman at 12 o'clock or something, I'd be like, man, there's going to be nobody there. But Notre Dame, first game of the season, 7:30 kick, national televised game, is going to be wild. Listen, Ian Book the other day was on an interview with the guys. I think it was ESPN, and he was telling them that. And I want to say that 2017, he was starting quarterback for Notre Dame, and I think he said that was the loudest environment he had ever been in.
Well, he was actually the backup. He came in. We talked about that last week. I think it was. He came in. He didn't start that game.
Because they knocked out the starter out of that game.
Oh, Brandon Wimbush, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but he said he was like, and I think somebody said in the chat earlier, I think he was saying that they threw like a beer bottle through, and broke the window like in the van or something like that. Like I'm telling you, like do not expect to be welcomed, nicely and cordially to Miami, Notre Dame. And I'm telling you, if you're CJ Carr and you want to buy that dude was talking about, like, oh, it's going to be home field advantage, it's going to be 50-50, whatever. I hope you buy that. I hope you believe that going in. I really, really hope you listen to that and eat up every word of that, because I'm telling you, you're so wrong. You're going to be so mistaken on Sunday night when that game kicks off.
Believe that. Gio Carl P is asking at Who Wants to Smoke. You said on your show you were texted about 2 reclasses, and you haven't said anything about that.
Yeah, I responded to him. I responded to him in the comments.
All right, great. Okay. Q pulling double duty as well. Awesome, Russ. Yes, he is. We've got all the celebrities here tonight. Play by the Ruiz. Put up or shut up time. Canes have to take it to the Irish. No doubt about it. It is put up or shut up time. This game obviously does not determine our season. It is a non-conference game. Correct. This game does not count in the ACC standings, even though Notre Dame is in and out. But we need this game. We need to start off. We need to come on strong. This is a must-win game for the Canes. How much can you curl, Mondo? We're asking. What's your max? Mullet Rum wants to know. The Duck wants to know what you can curl.
The Duck wants to know what your max curl is.
Let's get the weights down now and see if we can do it live. Mondo doing it live.
I only curl beer these days, so.
Those 12-ounce curls are the best ones, man. 12-ounce curls are the best.
Exactly.
He's going to be curling the 12-ounce one next game. If the Canes, whatever the Canes score, if we score 48, like I think, Mondo's going to be doing 48 curls. Let's see. Well, Gio, Brett, and Mondo, 3, the customary Modelo beer, bottles at the Notre Dame, a little yellow team bus. All right. Juan Manuel has got his own show going on.
Juan Manuel's rolling today, boy.
He's rolling as well.
I think that's the best comment of the night, because Q was just talking about that, how the last time Notre Dame was down here, some Miami fans apparently threw beer bottles and it went through the buses of Notre Dame's team bus.
Yes, on the CanesWear podcast, the Smoke podcast, the I Hate Football podcast, and whatever's Mondo's got going 24/7. We do not go ahead and
we don't condone that. We don't condone that type of behavior.
We're not for throwing things.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
How electric is Canes Walk going to be?
Oh. For that game, oh my goodness,
It's nothing.
It's going to be wild, man. It's going to be wild.
What's the over under that Mario gives a great new headshot with just like an angry look, like he's ready to angle or kill someone out there? What's the over
for sure
on that?
Those are going to be plenty. You're not going to be able to get a smile out of Mario starting, probably tomorrow morning. There's no more smiling. There'll be no more smiling until after the clock hits 0.
All right, Lance in the house. Thanks for coming, Lance, joining the show. I'll talk to that again. Juan Manuel calling out. Let's see. Gio, Jordan Lyle will have 100+ yards, 2 TDs. Miami will rush for 250 yards. Wow.
I called Jordan Lyle, and I said Jordan Lyle and Marquise Lightfoot, I said, are my 2 guys that I'm taking as players of the game for
Jordan Lyle and Marquise Lightfoot. All right. You will all come out with our players of the game later on. Garrett's leaving. Garrett, who's going to be your players of the game? He's checking out. Give me your players of the game before you leave.
I like Jordan Lyle a lot. I was going to say that. I think he's going to break a few for sure, especially if it's wet. He could definitely break a big one. And I'm going to go Xavier Lucas.
Nice.
Xavier Lucas.
So those are my 2. Lyle and Lucas. We'll see.
Lyle and Lucas, the L boys. I like it.
All right.
Good choice. You leaving, Garrett? Thanks for joining the show. Thanks for hopping in. All right. Go Canes. All right. Who's from the Jersey Shore? Duck says this guy's from the Jersey Shore. Who's from the Jersey Shore?
I think he might be talking about me with my new haircut.
With the new haircut. Exactly. That's what I said. Who is this guy?
Well, we said he needs more product. He needs more product before he can get on the.
I like the look. I
show.
like the look. He looks like he could be the
Oh, it
Jersey
looks
Shore.
sharp, man. 100%.
Yes, he could be on that. He could be on any of those HBO cable shows. Let's see. UGA had a revolving door last year. Depth was thin at running back and tight end. I mean, they played better than they probably should have. That Georgia's game got more out of their team than they probably should have. I give that to Kirby Smart. Great job of coaching. I don't think they had the talent that they usually had last year.
They won the SEC with a not great offense. So, I mean,
exactly.
it's
They
definitely
did have a solid defense. They did have a solid defense, which we know defense wins. Yeah, so if Gio Kane makes a good point, if they would have caught half of those passes, he would have had close to he would have had 400 more yards. And you look at Nussbaum or Klubnik, I mean, these guys didn't have any better stats, really, right?
Yeah, I'm really, again, that's another thing with the Beck bashing and the whole deal. Nussmeier had his best season last year. Beck had his worst season of his 2 starting years, and the numbers were basically almost identical. Identical, and Beck had a higher QBR than Nussmeier, and this was his bad year, and it was Nussmeier's good year that basically propelled him into he's going to be a top 5 pick in the draft. So that's the thing, I don't understand how we're processing these numbers and this information when we're comparing these 2 quarterbacks, and it kind of again I was going to bring that up when we were talking about Cade Klubnik. You look at Cade Klubnik's numbers last year. His numbers, he feasted on the not good teams. He was 0-3 against the SEC teams. Played his 3 worst games against Georgia, South Carolina, and who was the last in the playoff? I think it was Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Those were his 3 worst games. Like his numbers, the numbers were good as a whole, but when you look at where it is that he produced those numbers and who he produced those numbers against, they were always against the not good teams. The really good teams he played, he did not perform well. So there again, right? I mean, it just depends on how we want to process the numbers and how we want to compare them to other people. But again, I'm just really surprised at the jump that these guys have made, given what it is they've done or what they haven't done, I should say, when you compare them to a guy like Carson Beck. It's just really interesting.
What's funny about Nussmeier, actually? Someone had asked the question to me and Amon earlier. And I compare Nussmeier to like watching a roller coaster. Like, it's a really exciting prospect.
Yeah.
It really is. But the highs are very high and the lows are very low with him.
Yeah. I've watched 2 or 3 full LSU games last year. Fun, very talented. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, he'll go 3 or 4 plays where he looks like Marino. And then after that, he'll throw a pass like, "Yo, is that like Daniel Jones out there? Like, what just happened?" It's like this the whole game. It's weird.
It's like watching a roller coaster.
Yeah, and you're looking at the guy. And you're, to me, I wonder, is that what does Nussmeier do that stands out? Like, he's not a great athlete. Nussmeier's not a great athlete. Doesn't have a cannon for an arm. And granted, you take that for what it's worth, right? You don't have to have the strongest arm, but again, just for context, like he doesn't have a super strong arm or anything like that. The guy just he's decent arm, average athlete, doesn't do anything super great. So it just always amazes me here recently with all the Nussmeier talk and the whole deal. I'm like, I don't see it. I don't maybe it's just it's just me, but I don't see the hype. I'm not saying he's not good. But we're talking first pick in the draft good? Like, I don't see it. I'm sorry.
No, it's and Mario was talking today that Carson has a big arm. I mean, it's just
he does.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to play out. We can talk about it all day long. I think we'll see what's on the field. I think Carson is going to shock people, in my opinion. Lance comes up with a good point. The crowd will play a major role. That's the loudest I've ever heard a stadium the last time. That stadium is loud. It is rocking. And the fact that the fans remember it being the loudest stadium ever, they're going to try to outdo themselves, I believe. I think it's going to be that. It's not that if it was Florida State or Florida, it wouldn't be such talk about the crowd. The fact that in 2017, the announcers, the Notre Dame players all said it was the loudest crowd they ever heard. I think fans are just going to go there and scream and scream and scream the whole entire game.
Kirk Herbstreit said that was the loudest he had ever heard a stadium. And that's saying something.
And I think that's going to lead to our fans Everyone comes in the store. It was so loud last time. We're going to be so loud. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's as always, guys. It's a big event town. The other day on the news, I know former players. Like I saw on TV, Lamar Thomas said he's going to be there. One of my probably my favorite receiver of all time.
Randall Thrill Hill's going to be there.
Randall, there you go. Thank you. There you go. Mr. Hair Gel just stole my thunder there. You see?
I'm actually Mondo, stay glued to your phone. I'm going to have a great picture for you on Saturday.
All right.
All right. Talking.
Porch King, great point. And I've heard this several times. Carson is very, very smart. I heard he is cerebral, and this is going to be a big advantage. I mean, this kid obviously has a lot of tools. He would not have been the starting quarterback for Georgia for 2 years if he wasn't. And he's big. I mean, he can run fast when he needs to. He's got a big arm, and he's smart. I mean, really, what else can you ask for?
He's a better athlete. He's a better athlete than people give him credit for.
Exactly.
And Gio mentioned that he doesn't have the wiggle necessarily, right, that Cam, did. But if you line them up in a 40, Carson Beck would beat Cam in a 40.
Yeah,
I keep hearing.
He would.
And we always talk about in the NFL when a guy has, he's playing in a quote unquote contract year. In essence, he's playing for a contract next year, right? He's playing for
totally great point.
You think he wants to come in this season and play like shit? I mean, he's got all the. I mean, I know he's getting paid the big bucks here, but he's looking to get as high as he can in that draft. He's not coming here just to, get a suntan and just hang out for 6, 8 months. So he's looking 100%. To step up. He's looking to produce.
No, there's, when I remember seeing Cam's dad at the store and when he first came before the first game, and I said, you know what? What's his name? All of a sudden I lost. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was an average quarterback that year with the LSU, the year they beat us. He was average. He would probably been a third, fourth rounder at best. All right. He played one more year. He was possibly the greatest quarterback in college history.
Joe. And I'm sorry to interrupt you, Brett. Also, Joe Burrow has yet to not play with elite receivers.
Correct.
The entire time Joe Burrow has been a starting quarterback,
I would
he's played with elite talent.
Correct. He has played with top. He played with
looking back what he had at LSU, that
was playing the running backs.
Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Not just that, they also had a third receiver. I forget his name. I was actually watching LSU.
Terrace Marshall, another guy who's still in the league. Terrace Marshall he was with Carolina. Yeah, Terrace Marshall was with Carolina. He got drafted by Carolina. I don't know where he's at now. He's still in the league.
Yeah.
So
crazy receiver group.
The point is the difference in that that year, that obviously now there's more years, but the difference in that year, this year, Carson Beck or any of these guys could just light it up. I mean, and I think Carson Beck's going to have a better offensive line. He's going to have much better running backs this year. He's going to have great tight ends again, and he's going to have receivers. I mean, the more I see what's happening in the NFL with the Canes players that are being cut, I mean, Damian Martinez was our number one running back. He didn't make a team. I mean, he's on the practice squad. Xavier Restrepo is our number one wide receiver. He's on the practice squad. It's amazing what Cam Ward did. So, and I think Beck has better talent this year all across the board.
I agree.
So I think we're going to see something special. I mean, we can, like I said, we can talk about it all day. But
I've said this before. I'll put like a footnote on it. So Cam Ward exploded in Miami's offense last year. He really did. He had a tremendous year, record-breaking year. What's to say Carson Beck can't have an explosion in this offense either? It's a very QB-friendly offense. It's got a really good offensive line. Has some really talented young receivers, has a highly productive veteran in CJ Daniels. Alex Bowman, the tight ends, caught 15 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons. He's got Lofton. He's got 3 running backs that can legitimately play. So it's a favorable situation. Who's to say that he doesn't have a year that he explodes in Miami's offense? QB-friendly offense. And the last thing I'll put to it too, I spoke with someone that had a conversation with Carson over the offseason. I think most people could deduce this at this point. one of the biggest reasons why he left Georgia, aside from the whole injury thing and whatnot, because he was contemplating going or coming back or whatever. I think if he played in the playoffs, he wouldn't be at Miami right now. Miami would have gone after another SEC quarterback, but that's a story for another day. Yeah, but it's not Ewers though. This is another guy. But here's the thing. The main reason why he left, him and Mike Bobo, Georgia's offensive coordinator, were not seeing eye to eye. That just Beck did not like the offense, did not like the situation that was going on. We also heard behind closed doors too that he didn't feel like they were proactive in getting him help either.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. Again, when you look at how Kirby Smart has recruited since he's been the head coach, like they always have a top 5 class. He's finished with number 1 class multiple times. They go out in the portal and bring in talent. Like they're not like Dabo, which is like, oh no, we don't portal. Like they use the portal, and you see it this year. They totally flipped the receiver room, from the portal, right? Branch from USC and some other guys, right? They thought they had that last year, but
Thomas from Texas A&M,
exactly him. So they thought they had that last year. It didn't work out. The kid they brought in from Mizzou got, I think he was in trouble from the jump, and Colby Young, obviously, that didn't really work out. I think he was in trouble too, and so on and so forth. But they flipped the receiver room this year, but it was surprising, and I've talked to people about that. It's like, how did a team that recruits, like Georgia, and listen, I'll go a step further, and it's what I've said about a handful of teams in the country. Georgia picks and chooses. They don't recruit, right? Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, teams like that, they pick and choose. Like they go, hey, I want you, and they get them. Everybody else recruits, right? And so when you look at that being the case, I also feel like that should be the case with your coaches. So to me, it was shocking that you lose Todd Monken to the NFL and you go out and replace him with Mike Bobo. When to me, the same effect you have in recruiting, you should be able to have that to translate to the coaching staff. You should be able to go out and get that next up and comer. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You should be able to just go out and get that next up and comer, or go to whoever that is and be like, hey man, we want you, come to Georgia. We're going to pay you more than we pay just about any coordinator. You're going to be the offensive coordinator. And how you settle for Mike Bobo is absolutely shocking.
You know what's funny though about Mike Bobo? Most Georgia fans don't like him.
No,
like,
I'll do you one better. They hate
a
him.
lot of time
They
with Georgia.
hate
Like
him.
we're talking Mark Richt era, and even Kirby Smart now. There's a lot of Georgia fans that don't like him, and like again, I'll say, like you mentioned, Todd Monken, and now he's with the Ravens and everything. There's a reason why Beck left. And
they downgraded. They downgraded at OC. Yeah, they downgraded OC. Like I said, I don't know how you settle for a guy like Mike Bobo when you lose Todd Monken. I don't get it. It's shocking to me.
All right, Aaron Frazier, welcome to the show. Don't forget, UGA O-line was an average run and pass blocking. UGA was 102nd in rushing. Wow, I didn't realize that. Beck UGA offense threw to try to run, to move the ball, and to score. So I didn't realize they were over 100th in rushing.
Yep.
Wow.
Where were we last year in rushing?
Top quarter. It's basically the it was near the top quarter of the country. It wasn't
fifth in yards per rush.
Yes,
I know that.
And I think we're going to run more this year than we ran last year. I think probably most people think that, because obviously, unless Carson, even if Carson is in line to get the Heisman, I still think they're going to run more than they pass. So I think it's going to be about probably 55-45 is my guess.
I could see that.
So, all right, let's see. Carl P. Porch Kane saying UGS has a lot of thugs. I mean, that happens to great teams all the time. But I don't know if that's actually correct. You
can't have nothing but choir boys. You need Miami has proven that over the years. They're national title winning teams. You can't win with a team full of choir boys. You need some dudes who are a little left of center, as they say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hurricane. Let's see who we got there. Who want the smoke? Let's see. That's you, Gio, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I can move right along. This is a Hurricane show. Hot take: Army will make the college football playoff this year. I am an Army fan. Yes, they exist, and we are very well improved over the last few years. So that's Dark Sage. And listen, I'm always rooting for Army. I'm always rooting for Navy. I'm always rooting for Air Force. I mean, it's hard not to be rooting for those teams to win.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, if they're playing us, they got to take a back seat. But which was the team that had the great season last year? Army.
Army, yeah.
Army. First of all, they have the coolest uniforms.
Actually, funny enough, Georgia took a pass rusher from Army.
They did that.
Yeah.
They were quite good last year. Let's see. It would be nice to see a service school to make it to the playoffs. That would be kind of interesting. Army just missed out last year, correct?
Yeah, narrowly. Yeah.
All right. Gio, are you believing the hype and Notre Dame is pushing as elite Eli, Oregano, or Ladon, 6'7", 250, and runs a 4.5? Is in his
the tight end. Yeah, that tight end really hasn't produced yet. You know, I've seen Notre Dame fans try to say that their tight ends are better than Miami. I don't see how, in what world. Alex Bowman has produced 14, or it's either 14 or 15. I got to look at it again. 15. 15 touchdowns in his last 2 seasons.
So what you're saying is all he does is score touchdowns like Chris Carter.
Yeah, he's a red threat.
Tulane was a run based offense. So I mean, he didn't get a whole bunch of opportunities, but yeah, he had like 22, 23 catches last year, and was it Gio? It was about 12.
7 of them were touchdowns.
7 of them, yeah.
Touchdowns.
Yeah. So.
Nice Irish for Life is here. Notre Dame fan, welcome to the program. I come in peace. Our Irish for Life, yes, we all can get along. Juan Manuel talking about USF blowing out Boise State. Is that game? I mean, obviously, we don't want to think about that game for a while, but that is sandwiched before Florida. 2 games after Notre Dame. Hopefully the Hurricanes, we got to get through this one, and then we can worry about, obviously, them after Bethune-Cookman.
I'll put it to you this way. I'm not entirely too concerned, and I'm going to say briefly why. USF talked a great game a year ago. They got squashed by Miami. Miami's defense is better this year. I think Miami will handle business. I think USF will put up a better fight this year, but I just think Boise State losing Ashton Genty was a massive loss. Yeah. I think it's really evident to open up the season. They have no offense tonight.
Absolutely. Lorraine,
some of that game, they didn't look good.
Who will be our top receiver this year? Let's go around the room. Who's going to be the top receiver this year? Top 2 for everybody.
Top 2?
Top 2 receivers.
I'll go CJ Daniels. I've bought a lot of stock into CJ Daniels. CJ Daniels, and I'm on the fence between Malachi Tony or Josiah Trader. I'll probably go with Tony because of how the slot production is in Shannon Dawson's offense. I'm not mentioning tight ends, though. They just asked receiver. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Mondo, who you got?
As far as the receiving corps?
Yes.
The top receiver.
Oh, top receiver? Well, I think the guy that's in a problem. I'm not. I guess you could say targets leader might be Lofton, but I'll go if you're saying wide receiver specifically. I'll go Malachi.
Yeah. Gio mentioned it, man. I think the slot receiver is so prominent, in this offense that it's hard to pick against somebody who's going to be primarily in that position. Our reports are pointing them to Malachi Tony, obviously playing a prominent role. So it's hard to, kind of root against him. I like to believe CJ Daniels is healed up from whatever he had going on at LSU. Obviously, put the guy outside. I think he's gonna be a guy who's a target monster. And man, I think the last few weeks, a lot of people have just kind of, I don't know, they've forgotten about JoJo Trader, but I feel like it's, people really haven't been talking too much about him. Honestly, I think when it's all said and done, I think JoJo Trader, will be the leading receiver, followed probably. I'm going to go with I'm going with Malachi Tony as a second leading receiver, and I think C.J. Daniels will be there in some capacity, right? Maybe not as many catches, maybe not as many yards, but I think a guy who's going to figure prominently, in that role that Isaiah Horton played. So I think those two for me. I just continue to think JoJo Trader is really the truth, and I think he's going to show it this year.
By the way, I got the stat of the night, Brett.
All right, we're ready. Drum roll, please.
Know everyone here left numbers and whatnot. This comes from Amon Richards, actually. He shared this with me throughout the offseason, and I checked and verified it is true. C.J. Daniels has only dropped 5 passes in his entire collegiate career. That's basically an average of just 1 drop each season. That's insane production. That's
like it.
Aside from what he's been doing in practice and the chemistry between him and Beck is really good. I've bought some serious stock into CJ Daniels.
I like that Brian Kelly was so complimentary about him. Every time, especially early in the offseason, they asked him about CJ Daniels. And, Brian Kelly can be, he can be abrasive and, he can, but he was super, super complimentary about CJ Daniels. And to me, that was really telling the way he spoke about him. So, I think with him being 100% healthy, which it sounds like he is, he got over his heel thing that was bothering him. It seems like the whole season at LSU last year. Hopefully we see more of that Liberty CJ Daniels that LSU thought they were getting last year. Hopefully that's the CJ Daniels at Miami.
I could see it now. The message boards, the X posts, Beck to Daniels lighting it up this season, and everybody's saying, of course, you had to get 2 guys from the SEC to do it. But of course,
I have no issue with that.
Of course, I have no issue at all with that.
None.
As long as they're most successful in their Canes, like Cam Ward.
100%.
You know what? He's a Cane. I'm going to go Joshua Moore. I think he's going to have a big season. I think 20 catches for 500 yards this year. I think he's going to be catching a lot of long balls. Throw it up to him. 20.
I like that average. I like that average right there. Let's
long ball specialist. All right. So Malachi, I think will have a great year as well. But I think all the guys we mentioned will do fantastic. Let's see. Who else we got here? Let's go CanesWear. Thank you, Kellen. Let's go CanesWear. Absolutely. Remember, the show is sponsored by CanesWear. The Spot Miami Fan Shop. It is an orange out. We have tons and tons of orange. We'll hopefully have them in the store tomorrow. They're in already. We just got to put them in the system. We have the old Donation shirts. We just brought back and relicensed them. The swag shirt from Donation, the Abraham Lincoln shirt. We've got it's all the cool shirts from James and Donation. It's going to be, we'll have those rolling out in the store very shortly. Lots of other really cool things are coming as well. We have the orange #1 jersey. Now we have 2 #1 players, JoJo and Torre. What did they take it away from them for a couple of games or a couple of? It just changed.
So
makes them earn that.
Here's what happened here. Keelan Marion came in. He was originally he was going to wear 1 at BYU this year. Came here, they gave him 0. JoJo wanted 1. From what I understood, that was already determined even beforehand that JoJo and Mohamed Toure were going to get 1. But I got contacted by someone from Miami saying that, oh no, that's not accurate yet. They haven't been given those numbers. So they were just basically given blank numbers throughout camp, but it was confirmed between yesterday and today actually that they're both wearing 1. It's just I don't know whatever was going on there. I don't understand why the secrecy, but I'd put that out July 30th, and it comes out a month later that yes, they are.
Exactly. You put it out there, and I'm telling people, they're saying who's wearing 1 #1, and I'm saying, and I told them, I said, no, the roster, we got 3 guys at 0. I mean, how do you have 3 guys at 0? So I said, Gio said it, and it is true. So
I know I've heard how Mario he holds that number in high regard, right?
Yes.
So that's his big thing with it, right? That he doesn't just hand that out to anybody. I know I've heard that.
You really have to earn it for him. So I'm sure that played a factor in there too. But the first guys to wear #1 under Mario, actually, it was Cam Ward and Kiko Manoa.
Did he have number ones in Oregon or no? Just
No, he had ones at Oregon, but Miami for 2 consecutive seasons, they didn't have anyone wearing number 1.
Right. I mean,
It wasn't allowed.
We sold a ton of Cam jerseys, but last year we didn't order many of the number 1 Premier jerseys, which are stitched on. And I said, I wish we had them last year. This year, because I thought, okay, took a chance, ordered a ton of number 1 jerseys, which we do have the orange. We've got about 250 of those in. I
think Teray is going to be a fan favorite.
I think Teray is as well. That's a great point. Lance asking, Gio, are we going to flip Cooper or Johnson if we show the heck out? We can't. It's like, who is the player that starts, catalyzed the new Billy 30 for 30 film, the Youth Reloaded? So do we think that we're going to get anybody after this game?
I don't think imminently. I think it's more so of a long draw with that. And the reason why I say that is quite a few of these kids are looking to see how Miami finishes. It's not so much the start, it's how they finish, getting in the playoffs, things of that nature. So yes, it's great for hype early on, but you got to sustain. Yeah.
I saw where James Johnson was saying that he quoted him. It was like, Miami's been heavy on his mind here recently, so can't be a bad.
James Johnson, yeah.
All right, let's see. Russ Moore, you knew you couldn't beat the Jets. I missed that one. Edgerrin James last time. Let's see. How do you feel about Freeman choosing CJ Carr in a gut feeling? He's asking Irish for life that. Blues coming for an 8-bedroom house here, flying down to Hollandale Beach Inlet. We know where we're going, a Blues house, for crying out loud. Right. Blue, you're going to be in Hollandale. Make sure you get to Dania to go see that, to see Gio on Saturday with Michael Yo and Dono. You're going to be right around the corner from there.
It'll be tomorrow, actually, Friday.
It's tomorrow? Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
Right.
Tomorrow.
All
tomorrow,
right.
We suggested to people to arrive about 4. It's at the Dania Comedy Improv. We'll basically starts at 4:30. We're going to go to about 6. It's me, Alex Dono from Locked On Canes, Michael Yo, Comics on Canes, a big-time comedian too. If anyone's ever seen his stand-up comedy, he'll be out there. He's doing a show right after too, about 7:30. I'm going to stick around for that, so it's going to be a fun day.
Awesome. Happy birthday to Anthony. Anthony, happy birthday today. Anthony has joined the crowd. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. Is that Kellen White? Is that Kellen Wiley in the chat? Is that
that's his
senior?
father.
Is that senior?
Yep.
Really? Okay, cool.
Awesome.
What's going on, senior?
Anthony comes in with Gio. Looks like he's part of Menudo.
Isn't that the old group that Ricky Martin was in and all those guys?
Did Menudo sing? Didn't they they were accused of not singing? I think they were lip syncing. Was that
No, that was Milli Vanilli.
No,
okay.
Maybe next week Gio shows up with a cut off like 80s t-shirt or something. Looking like Menudo out of here.
Oh, man, that's great. Hey, one thing I have seen here, Brett, just and I don't know if you were going to get to it. Good news, at least on my end, from what I can tell. Gio Kane wrote on there. He said 30%. I'm assuming he's talking rain. 30% chance 7 to 8 p.m. and then 20% chance at 9. So
that's great news.
Yeah.
I think that's great news right there.
Yeah, I think we'll be good as far as the actual game. I think we were talking earlier about it as far as it seems the threat for rain. The heaviest rain will be like earlier. I guess for the tailgate and whatnot.
Yeah. So.
Absolutely. All right, let's see what we got.
So that's great news.
Tell everyone to throw a tarp over the parking lot. We'll all be fine.
Yeah.
We'll tailgate on.
Exactly.
Absolutely, that's what you got to do. Oh no, maybe the rain gods will just pass us by and everything like that. I mean, I don't mind the rain if their running back is going to be slipping all over the place. If the rain helps us, I'll take it. That's all that matters. Look at this, Irish for life. Here's a good comment from the Notre Dame fan. Big talented O-line. Notre Dame has a smaller D-line, but a lot of talented players to rotate. That's actually a very interesting point. If that's the case, I mean, so is Notre Dame's D-line smaller but fast?
Yeah, so they're smaller on the interior, which I think is going to draw quite an interesting challenge between guys like Matthew McCoy at left guard, right guard with Inez Cooper. Those guys averaging about 6'5", 6'6", over 330 pounds. Then you look at Notre Dame's side, their biggest tackle, their defensive tackle, at least, he's about 6'4", 6'5", 300 pounds. The other guys all averaging 6'1" or 6'2", anywhere from 270 to 280 pounds. You know, that 50-pound, 5-6-inch difference, linemen going head to head, they may have a little more leverage in terms of, you know, lower center of gravity, but those guards or interior linemen in the center, Tommy Brockermeyer, they get their hands on those defensive tackles, they may be down on the floor before the play is over with.
Yeah, Cooper and McCoy, I'm sure have to like those numbers for sure. And hey, real quick, Jill, so is it official? Is Matthew McCoy officially starting at left guard, or is that everybody assumes, or what?
I expect McCoy to get the nod,
That's
but
the
Samson Okunlola is going to play quite a bit this year.
Cool. Yeah, Matthew McCoy is a big old boy, so I'm happy to hear that.
All right. Vegas Ken, every time I see Nussmeier, they always have to mention that his father is a football coach. For what team? What team is Nussmeier's father a...
Isn't his father...
Doug, is it Doug? Is it Doug Nussmeier? Doug Nussmeier.
Doug Nussmeier, and I believe
he's been an OC, I believe, in the NFL, quarterbacks coach, that kind of thing. I'm not sure exactly where he is now. I know he was a player. He was a quarterback in the league, and I think he's been an OC and a quarterback coach.
It's Doug, and he's currently New Orleans Saints OC.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's all right. Cool.
Convenient for both of them, right? Being right there in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. So.
Let's see. Anthony Cotton was known for having a cannon coming out of high school. I don't know what people talk about when they say he has a noodle arm. It looked like that because he was dealing with an injury. Who was that? Cotton? Carson? Is he mean?
I didn't.
I'm not sure.
Where is the
Anthony Carson? He's saying that people are saying Carson has a noodle arm. I actually haven't heard that.
That Carson Beck has a noodle arm?
Yeah,
that ball flies up his
That's
arm.
crazy.
I don't know who's saying that.
Maybe just to go ahead and to go ahead and
listen. Just like the there will be no crowd noise or the crowd will be 50-50. Keep believing that. Keep believing that Carson Beck has a noodle arm.
Exactly.
Don't know what to tell you on that one. That you couldn't be further from the truth on that one.
Okay. So Anthony's saying Carson's mobility is similar to Aaron Rodgers. He's going to give you the yards that you want for a first down, but it's not going to be for 60 yards. Would you compare his running ability to Aaron Rodgers?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a stretch necessarily. I think, listen, I've seen Carson Beck take off with the ball and not slide. Like Carson Beck isn't a little dude, especially like his bottom half. Like he's got big legs. He's a guy who he moves well, doesn't necessarily shy away from contact. So I guess running abilities, I guess are similar. I think Rodgers is probably a little bit better athlete than I think people give him credit for, and I think the same goes for Carson Beck.
Mm-hmm. Gio, is Anthony's asking about a list of 27 quarterbacks they're going to be at the Notre Dame game on Sunday.
Yeah, so you got
them all right now, please.
You got 2 5-star quarterbacks that'll be out there that are attending the game. That's Jaden Wade from IMG Academy, and then you also have oh my God, what's his name again? Neiman Lawrence from Miami Northwestern. Oh wait, no. Hold on.
Marcus, I think.
Has he reclassified?
Those are 2028 guys, but
Neiman's a 28 guy, right?
Neiman is, I mean, it's like one of the worst kept secrets. He's expected
he's going to
reclass to 2027. Yeah. But hold on, my mind totally skipped me there because I said 2028 guys. I have like over 100 names here. I released this earlier in the week. Let's see. No 5-star QBs there, at least for 2027. But let's see. Yeah, no 27 QBs, but in theory though, Neiman Lawrence.
All right, Mondo, can you confirm that?
Hold on, let me go to my sources. Yeah.
Let me text him real quick.
Mondo is the junior. Mondo and Brett are the junior recruiting analysts. We have a list right here, of course. Let's see. Trying to keep up. Steve Sharp from Montreal joining the show. What's up, Steve? Welcome to the show. Steve comes down. He's coming out of the game from Montreal. I mean, he told me when he buys tickets, they say, "Where is this from?" Montreal, Canada. You're coming to the game from Canada?
Wow.
I mean, it's the great thing about CanesWear. People come from all over. They come from Canada. They come from all over the country, and it's a wonderful thing. If you're a Canes fan, no matter where you are, no matter what you wear, if you wear Canes items, someone is going to throw up the U. You could be in Virginia. You can be in Detroit. Yeah, you can be in Vancouver. Wherever you are, they're going to throw up the U. And that's a great thing. It's an international program. That's for sure.
I was in Rome. I was in Rome wearing a Miami shirt, and somebody threw up the U at me walking through the streets of Rome.
All right. You were in Rome. That's amazing. Anthony, can you read the last comment? Yes, Anthony, I will go to your last comment. And people forget Carson had the most drops in SEC for receivers and tight ends last year. I think that's your last comment, and we totally agree on that one, Anthony. He did, and we believe Carson is going to be phenomenal this year. I'm predicting him to be the number one pick in the draft, but I'm going on the line. I had Cam Ward at 16-1. I have not seen the odds on number one pick in the draft yet. Have you, Mondo?
Not as far as a number one pick. No, I have not. Not as of yet.
Thank you. If anybody wants to know what's on the Hard Rock, I'm Mondo.
I gotta make one side comment. Did Juan Manuel with some of these comments? Man,
I know that.
They're killing me. Like the Dora one, I was like,
you can read them, Gio. I was looking at him when he's talking to Irish in there. You can be the reader of those special comments.
You want me to read them?
Sure, why not? I think I have about 18% of the battery here.
Juan Manuel shared here. He said, "I thought Rudy was a myth, like Dora the Explorer with her backpack before she reported." Oh my God!
Wow.
Just Florida State wore those Dora the backpack turnover backpack.
True.
Yeah, those were really cute.
Those are the cutest thing in the world.
So cute.
Irish for Life 99 said, "I still have nightmares of that turnover chain in 2017."
You remember? The meme from around that time? It was the quarterback sitting on the sideline with the coach in front of him. It was all I know is that we're black and they were wearing gold chains.
The Irish for Life is confirming that movie was 87% fiction. Rudy. So if you had the under 87, you are actually going to win. Congratulations. It's 87% fiction. Canadian Canes, Steve Sharp in the building. Go Canes, beat Notre Dame. One thing about Steve, he showed me his car. He drove down from Montreal. His car, his license tag in Quebec is U Miami. He says, everybody looks at this and says, what is that? U Miami. Luckily, he has he has the Miami Hurricanes frame around it, so it takes people a few seconds to figure it out. But he's the guy. If you see U Miami in Quebec, you know it's Steve. Stop by.
He's out there around those French-speaking people. They don't know what the hell U Miami is.
I know U Miami.
That part of the world.
They say they're saying we're going to Hollywood, to the beach. That is.
That's right.
Let's see. Rudy's still interesting though. It is a good movie. Brett, knowing that this has been Anthony, knowing that Carson likes to target the tight end, I think Elijah and Alex are going to be about even when it comes to targeting the receivers. Is that what that says? To target the receivers. So he thinks that our top tight ends are going to go ahead and be huge targets. I agree, Anthony. I think they're both going to have fantastic years.
I think just to kind of piggyback off that real quick, I think this is a year where you're going to see there's going to be 4 or 5 receivers, right? Whether it's receivers, tight ends, whatever. It's going to be about 4 or 5 players, all kind of within that, your leading receiver has 700 yards, and then you're going to have 600. You're going to have a couple guys with 400. You have another guy with 250, 300. I think I don't think one guy is going to run away with it. the last couple of years I've been with X.
I
think
agree.
there's
If
gonna
we
be
have 5 guys for 500 yards, 5 guys for 6, that'd be pretty cool. These 7 teams aren't going to know who to go ahead and go ahead and
we're going to spread it around evenly this year.
Exactly. Is that kid Spafford a slot wide receiver from Vegas? Kane?
He could play on the outside too. He's either going to be a Z or a slot. He could play both.
Okay. Paulie is given, I guess, the wide receiver his comment. CJ and JoJo are the guys. Anthony, I think Elijah is going to be the most successful passing target for Miami this year. 90 catches for 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. Wow.
That would be something.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I mean, Gio did say right from the beginning he thought he is special, the best player on. You're saying he's the best player on the offense?
At least from what he could do with the football in his hands, yeah. If you ask me personally, I think his long-term position is running back, but that's technically not needed right now. Like he'll see snaps there at running back at different points in the season, but I think long-term, like NFL-wise, like next level.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Blue, the first thing I do when I get off the plane is I'm heading over to CanesWear on Saturday. Thank you very much.
There you
Blue.
go.
We'll look forward to seeing you Saturday morning. 1 milligram of epinephrine. Does Notre Dame have a true freshman starting on the OL on Sunday?
There is one guy in question. Gerby Lambert is a 4-star recruit. I remember.
Gerby?
Yeah, Gerby is his first name's Gerby. Gerby Lambert.
Never met a Gerby in my life.
He's a redshirt freshman this year, though. No, I think he was injured last year, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe.
I think that's what it was. He was injured all year last year, or at the very least the majority of it. So I think he's never started, but I think he's a redshirt freshman, because he was a big time recruit last season.
Yeah.
Mondo, have you heard Gerby before? Have you heard Gerby before, Mondo?
No, I've heard of a Herbie, not a Gerby.
I've heard of a Kirby. There was a Furby. Wasn't there that Furby, that stuffed animal or something like that?
Exactly.
I actually do this with a couple of my buddies. We go with a name, and then we just start naming names. First, like connections of names. My wife says that when I'm on the phone, my buddy Nick or Al, it's like you two just have such a great life. That's another story. That's the next podcast. The women in our lives. Brett Gio, Jake, great seeing you all. He's saying hello to the star-studded cast. Anthony, before you, Brett, go, can you read my last few comments? Gio, I may have missed them. Can you read Anthony's last few comments?
I think we already did, actually.
I thought we did.
No, you already did. You already did.
We already did. Okay. If there's anything else, Anthony, just rephrase them again. We'll get to them again. Lou from Dade, welcome to the show. Let's go, you. Brian Kelly equals Jack. Is that a Jack pin or a Jack? What is that?
I think it might have been the emoji for like a poop sign.
That's a poop sign. That looks like okay, maybe.
I think you put that.
Jake, I was hoping you all would be on when I get done with dinner. Oh my God, it's so weird being 3 hours behind out here in Tacoma. Well, look, it's Jake's joining from Tacoma. Thank you, Jake. All right, let's see. Gio, let's hear some of your comedy act. I don't think Gio's doing
I'm not funny like Michael.
Gio is going to do comedy. You're doing Gio comedy? You're not doing comedy, right?
No. I'm not funny.
Be in the crowd. Be in the crowd.
The Gio Million Comedy Hour. He's not just a rock star with that hair. All right. Let's see. One more. Anthony Knapp was last year a true freshman, is what Irish for Life is saying.
Yes.
Irish for Life also. And this is a good Notre Dame fan to have on here. And because he is giving us, important information, not just saying Irish by 100 like some of the Irish guys. Some of the Notre Dame guys, we're going to have 86 sacks. So Irish for Life, thank you. You're awesome. He said that he thinks the bad weather is going to favor Miami. Interesting. I
don't know, actually.
Is Mario practicing in the rain? We're getting a lot of rain. Or is he only practicing inside the bubble?
In all kinds of weather.
Okay, good.
They got to be throwing a wet ball in practice, I would figure, no? You have to. I mean, you got to figure it out.
You know, that was one of the things when they built the indoor practice facility for the Dolphins. It's like they were practicing in all the time. They lost their whole home field advantage. So hopefully Mario was out there with that stomping in the puddles and everything like that. Devontae Smith, an all-conference type nickel. He is covering Malachi Tony.
That's Notre Dame's nickel.
His name is Devontae Smith also?
Yeah, Devontae Smith. Yeah, but I'm not that high on him, actually. I think Leonard Moore is really good. I think Aiden Schuler is pretty good, too. I'm so on Christian Gray, the other corner. But not that big on Devontae Smith. I think Malachi and Ray they could get some favorable matchups there.
If you didn't know, Mondo, Devontae Smith plays for the Eagles.
Yeah, he's prime for a big season. There you go.
Possibly Devontae Smith for Alabama, possibly the greatest first half I've ever seen in my life in sports. I mean, that was amazing, that first half he had. Who they played that year? Was it Ohio State?
Or what about also? I think wasn't it Justin Jefferson had like 4 touchdowns again in the Natty against Clemson, wasn't it? In 2019, I think Justin Jefferson did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he have 4? Wow.
Yeah, and then one half.
Yeah. So I think he had 200 yards. I thought Smith, but
Devontae Smith won the Heisman.
Yes, he did. Yes,
I actually wanted the Dolphins to draft him over. Who's the guy?
I got a fun fact for you guys.
Waddle.
What former Miami head coach was Devontae Smith originally committed to?
What former Miami head coach
was Devontae Smith committed to in high school?
Wow. He's a head coach of a team right now?
No.
Oh,
you said former head coach at Miami?
He was a former, so he wasn't a coach. So it was Al Golden? No, it have to be after Al Golden. Yeah. If he was a Miami head coach, who was it? Who was after Al Golden?
Manny? No, who?
Can't be. Who was before Mario? I'm lost.
Manny was
before Mario.
Manny, that's how it had to be. It had to be Manny.
No, because he came out. He came out in. I don't know what year it is.
Devontae Smith at one point was committed to Georgia with Mark Richt.
Oh, well, I didn't think he was.
I didn't realize.
I was going to say Rick, but I thought Rick was so long ago. It seemed.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Very good, Gio. That's the question of the day. That was worth a $100 CanesWear gift card if anybody could have got it. So after the fact, and nobody got it, I'll say it. Juan Manuel, good question. Who can Beck attack in the Notre Dame secondary in coverage?
2 guys in particular, I think Jalen Stroman and Devontae Smith. I think they could challenge those 2 guys.
All right. Anthony, he's an analyst or a consultant for the LA Rams right now. Who is?
I think they were talking about Nussmeier's.
Okay, so it's all right. I wanted to make sure to get Anthony's question. Irish, okay. Irish for life. Notre Dame will play a lot of cover 1 and bring a lot of players after Beck, but Miami's offense is designed to be fast release, so that will be an interesting matchup. Irish for life, 9 knows the stuff.
They're going to play a lot of man coverage.
A lot of man clubs, so I like that. The fast release. Vegas Kane, good point. Our backs are heavier too. Is this the heavy combined weight of these 3 backs and size? Is this the biggest backs we've had in a long time?
Quite some time. Fletcher's about 6'2", 225. Lyle, 6 foot, 205. Shamar Brown, 5'11", 220. They got quite considerable size in that room.
No, it's awesome to see. If we stay healthy, this team's going to be tough to beat.
Those 3 are yoked, man. You see the picture of them dudes like practicing the whole game.
Yeah.
The dudes are.
Oh yeah.
The dudes are built the right way, man.
So Notre Dame, according to Irish for Life, was the #1 blitzing team in 2024. How is that going to play into the Canes' game plan, do you believe?
Well, Miami's got a really good offensive line, so iron sharpens iron. I said this earlier when I was speaking with Amon. I think Miami has 2 guys that have shown a higher ceiling as pass rushers in duration of their career, like Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain. But Notre Dame's got quite a rotation there at defensive end, just like Miami. Miami's got quite a few guys that are going to rotate. Notre Dame is too. So we'll see how both lines hold up throughout the game.
The team that wins on the line of scrimmage is going to win the game. Would you say that? All right.
One of their ends is like 6'7". So
Yeah, Bryce Young,
Bryce
that's
Young.
6'7", 271. Yeah.
Do you think we'll rush for more yards or pass for more yards in this game?
I think pass for more.
You think we'll pass for more? Interesting. What do you guys think? Rush or pass more?
No, absolutely pass.
Yeah,
Pass.
I'd go.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I'd go pass.
All right, then I'll be the.
Yeah, because you got to chuck up Beckford at the very minimum bottom barrel, 200 to 250 yards at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're going to rush. I would love to rush for 200, but that's a tall order, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Maybe each back will go for 100 yards. We'll get 300 yards. Beck will get 50.
Like I said,
I hope so.
Beck will get 50 on a scramble down the sideline. Who is it that did that in the national chat a couple of years ago? Was that the quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Clemson? You remember he went down the field like 50 yards? Trevor Lawrence, exactly. It's always great when a big, tall quarterback does that. Let's see. South Florida defense looked good today. Yes, they did, Jacoby. We'll hopefully not have to worry too much about them until we're 2-0. Carson Beck is a strong arm. He's a former third baseman. I wasn't aware of that, was he? Wow.
Can someone tell me what baseball program Carson Beck was committed to?
University of Florida.
There you go.
Good job, Q. Saints OC, didn't know that until he looked up now. I'm not trying to sound homerish from Irish for Life, but Notre Dame probably is the best two backs in the country. Not one, but two. Love and Price. Interesting.
I like Jeremiah Love. I did get into a little bit of a debate with a Notre Dame media member who basically kind of proclaimed that Love is a generational player. I think he's a great player. Generational is very much a stretch. I think generational that term is too loosely
overused. Yeah, they used it too loosely.
Oh, yeah.
They used it way too loosely. For sure. Listen, man, generational at running back. You know what you have to be generational at running back?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I when I think of generational, I think of guys like Adrian Peterson.
Yep, nailed it.
Yeah.
100%. That's generational. Jeremiah Love, I mean, again, he's really good. I saw a practice video of him not too long ago. He was on the skeleton drill, the whole deal. Like, his footwork was impeccable. I mean, don't get me wrong. The guy's a super athlete, super running back in the whole deal. But I don't think he's done enough in his career at this point to be tagged as generational. I'm not seeing that. I'm not buying it.
All righty. I'm going to get to a few more questions since Mondo is going double dipping and gone 2 shows in a row. Let's see what questions we can get to. Zone coverage, Juan Manuel saying, are they good at the zone coverage? I guess he's asking Irish for Life that question. Juan Manuel's got his own show going on the side here. We'll have to charge him a brokerage fee. Christian, okay, let's see. Christian Gray is going to be barbecue chicken on Sunday night, according to Blue. Last time I was in the OB from Notre Dame, Miami, I got a lot of "We're number one" signs.
There you go.
I think I know what number one he's talking about.
That was funny. Let's see. Mondo, with those guns, is the designated Modelo beer bottle thrower to the Notre Dame? Okay, you're the designated bottle beer thrower.
For the team bus.
All right.
I guess I know my purpose for Sunday's tailgate. Is that
Exactly.
right?
Mondo actually has a side job. He's going to be launching T-shirts into the crowd from the field. Mondo, everyone scrambles. I don't care what it is. Give me one. Give me one. Let's see. Jake has a son's wedding on Sunday. Everybody, please tell us your personal plans. Thank you, Jake. I have my son's wedding on Saturday, so I had to travel from Orlando to Tacoma instead of South Florida, but I will be repping, even if it's in last year's orange Canes shirt. Brett, I got it. Well, I appreciate that. But your son is getting married on the Saturday before Notre Dame, Jake. We will have to discuss that, okay? We will
Yeah,
have
I mean,
a lot about that, right?
who scheduled the wedding? Well, first of all, man, on that have you seen Saturday's slate of games?
Yes, man.
Like,
Amazing.
I mean,
My
whole weekend.
my nephew's wedding was the day I was Sunday morning after the Florida game last year.
man,
But
a wedding. Geez, a wedding on this Saturday is
that is a tough one, Jake.
that's almost criminal.
Yes, 100%.
Well, wear that orange shirt. I'd say you wear a Canes orange shirt to the actual wedding. Now that
There
will
you
be,
go.
you will
Oh, yeah.
stand out, at least under the tuxedo.
Oh,
Okay, 1 minute. Brett smoking broccoli. Yes, I am. Back number one. Because Ward was number one. I just have a weird feeling. And didn't Dawson say that Becca's going to be number one too, or did he say he's going to be a first round draft pick?
I think he said first round draft pick, but
All right, so Brett just pushed it up to one. All fall weddings should have a federal ban. They should. You're absolutely correct. Steve Sharp. Steve from Montreal. I am teaching each French guy and gal about the U and recruiting as hard as Mario to increase the Canadian fan base. All right, we could use some. We've had some Canadian players at the U, haven't we?
yeah, they have.
Oh, yeah.
First that comes to mind, Brett Romberg.
Yep.
Couple other guys.
Wasn't Sherko Haji Razuli? Wasn't he from Canada?
I believe so too. Yeah,
Possibly,
him.
yeah.
I think so. I believe so. Yeah.
Richard Mercier. as
Mercier.
well.
Yeah,
There you go.
Mercier.
Mercier was awesome. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. But that is a good idea, Steve.
Oh wait, Akeem Mesidor is from Canada.
There he is. I was like, oh, there's somebody current that's on there. Akeem is from Canada also.
All right, let's see what we got here. Missed a couple here. Okay, let's see. Sorry, Brett's scanning. As Josh Pate mentioned in the preview, he believes the game will be won or lost in the trenches. Can Miami stop the run? If they can, it'll make CJ's life more challenging as a newbie. I agree. If we can stop the run. And did he do much against Ohio State last year? Didn't they shut him down? Didn't they shut down the Notre Dame running game? Ohio State last year, or no? Did he?
Yeah. His the biggest games they played last year, Love didn't perform well in them.
Okay, that's what I thought. Steve Sharp, can our secondary, who are also playing together for the first time, hold it down for us, be a strength for us? I know Gio from previous shows is very high in the secondary, correct, Gio?
Yes.
And I love Zach Poyser, not just because he's been coming to CanesWear since he's like 5, which he has. But I think we're going to have studs in the defensive backfield. I mean, I can't say enough. I think this team is stacked.
Yes, they are.
Let's see. People are going to be saying we need to watch out for USF. Yes, they will. We book it. That is what we'll hear. And hopefully we're 2-0 at the time. Irish for Life admits generational is a stretch on Love. So he's saying he's not the next Barry Sanders, who, by the way, I think was the greatest college running back of all time. You look at those stats of Barry Sanders.
Marshall Faulk underrated.
Marshall Faulk, San Diego State. He was
one of the greats in college.
He wanted to come to Miami, Marshall Faulk, correct? But Miami didn't want him as a running back.
He wanted to make him be a corner or something, wasn't it?
Dennis Erickson wanted him as a cornerback.
Yeah, exactly.
He really wanted to come to Miami. We were his first choice. No, we had Baxton that day, but we did not have Marshall Faulk. Correct. Miami Dan said it before me that Barry Sanders is generational. Let's see. Love hasn't been getting enough of work late to be generation. Love only rushed for 100 yards 5 times last season. The teams are Purdue, Army, Navy, Virginia, and North Indiana. What's so special about that? Good point. Mark Fletcher about to put the nation on watch. I agree. Fletcher is going to ball out. A couple of guys earlier said Jordan Lyle, but I think Fletcher is going to be a beast in this game. Last year, Love split carries with Price and Leonard. That obviously limited his ability to rack up stats. Price only rushed for 100 yards 1 time last season. That was against USC. Something ain't adding up. Let's see the real numbers. Okay, they were splitting carry. Okay, we're talking about Daming and Martinez last year was like 7.2. I think Martinez was a beast. I think once he got going after the first couple of games, all I talked about the first couple of podcasts last year, Mondo, was give the ball to Fletcher. Martinez isn't doing well. and then Martinez became a power back. Still wish we would have given him the ball more against Syracuse, Georgia
I
Tech.
will say one thing about Notre Dame's star guy in the backfield, Jeremiah Love. My one concern is this because, again, Miami's defense is different now. They've made quite a few additions at linebacker, especially secondary as well. Their Achilles heel last year was their secondary. Their run defense was good. You look at the metrics, they were pretty good in run defense. But my question is, because the secondary last year, the problems they had were big chunk plays, big chunk yardage plays. Miami was like one of the worst teams in terms of giving up first downs against the pass. My question boils down to, can Miami contain the chunk plays from Jeremiah Love? Because he's one of those type of backs that he'll hit you with 3 yards, 4 yards, maybe another 3, maybe 5. But among those, all of a sudden, there'll be a 50, 60, 70-yard run because he is a home run threat.
Mm-hmm.
Can Miami contain that? Because that could break a game open too.
You see, they're starting both tailbacks as kick returners.
Yeah, I saw that.
Are they really?
Yeah. So those kickers better be putting that in the end.
Absolutely. Let's see. Jake's fan. Sorry, Jake. His son's a Gators fan, so I think he was plotting against me. Now we got the rest of the story. I wouldn't be surprised. Pope Kane, do we see Minchie before halftime? I personally think we do, because I think we do because I think they will use him in the rotation. What do you guys think?
Who in the rotation?
Minchie.
Well, what's the old
I
saying?
think-
When you got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one, right? So,
True.
I don't know. I could
sad there. Good
like,
point, Mando.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said before, I can see a scenario where CJ Carr plays the first half and gets replaced in the second half. With a true freshman, with a guy who's never played before, he's a redshirt freshman. He's never played before. I just feel like it's counterproductive to put him in, take him out. I just, again, you can't get in the rhythm of the game and the whole deal. I don't see it happening. Again, just from my personal opinion, I could definitely see a scenario though where he doesn't play well in the first half, and that gut feeling kind of turns into indigestion for Marcus Freeman, and he puts Kenny Minchie in the second half. I could see that being a scenario.
yep.
I shared earlier that, I think we could see Miami may see Minchie situationally. A lot of that has to do with bread and butter of Notre Dame's offense last year. But I do want to share the point that I think this is interesting because Amon played this game at a very high level. And he said earlier that Amon believes that Freeman's going to ride it out with Carr, good or bad, to not create a controversy.
Concern, yeah.
I just thought it's going to be some like wildcat type plays. Minchie's more of a runner, isn't he?
Yeah,
And they may have to, if the Hurricanes are going ahead and breaking down the line of scrimmage and getting to the quarterback, they may have to shake it up some way. Him and Love in the backfield, Minchie and Love. That's what I think. I think we'll see him, but we shall see. I'm going to tell you, Mondo may know this. I've been wrong before.
That has happened.
Yeah. All right, Mondo, you're wearing a medium shirt, Miami Dan says. I think he's wearing a small, actually.
Well, hey, but blame Brett. This is a CanesWear shirt. I got it at the store.
Yes, I'm
So
going
blame
to
him.
I'm telling you, the female crowd, this is the highest rating we've had. Gio just reported 3,600 women are watching this show because of Mondo. I mean, who knew it was that many? So congratulations. Of them, only Lorraine has been commenting. Let's see. Mesidor, yes, is from Canada. Jonathan in blue hit that right on the head. Let's see. Enjoyed play. In all fairness, we got a few waiting here. Below anything here we got. Either. Let's see. Marcus Dupree was also one of the great college running backs.
Yes, he was.
But let's see. He had to leave Oklahoma, didn't he, to go to like the Canadian Football League or something like that?
I believe so, yeah.
Because he couldn't go to the NFL. or somewhere he went.
It was a 30 for 30 on him, wasn't it?
I think it was him. Yeah, I think
That's
you're right.
it.
Yeah. Damn, Notre Dame had 2,900 total rushing yards last season.
That's amazing.
Damn.
I predict we're going to have 3,000 this year, but I'm going on the line. 2,500 is good. What did we have last year? 21, 2,200? 2,900 is a lot of yards.
I don't know if Gio knows that one. I'm not sure what the rushing total was.
2,900 yards.
They were more efficient, really, than they were just a huge amount of yards. You know, again, 5th in yards per carry and stuff like that. They were, in terms of rushing attempts, they were somewhere in like the low 30s or 40s or something like that. Like they weren't, you know, super prolific in terms of rushing attempts, but they were really good in yards per attempt.
Irish for Life does say our Notre Dame fan is I don't think they will unless Carr is struggling. So
Miami had 2,500 rushing yards last year in 13 games, almost.
We had a Heisman Trophy caliber quarterback. So
yeah, that's more than what I thought they had.
Exactly.
I mean, again, when you consider what Notre Dame had at the quarterback position, and how prominent he was in that running game, Miami wasn't that far behind when you look at that total.
No, not at all. 400 yards. That's 30 yards. That's 30 yards a game, and I think will rush for a lot more yards this year.
Because I think Riley Leonard himself, I think he rushed for, you know, probably 600-700 yards, if I had to guess, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to run for 3,600 yards this year. I just want to keep pounding the ball. And I think Beck will be okay with it. I mean, I think Beck wants
everybody will be okay with that.
Exactly. I think so. Nana 4 Kane says Notre Dame podcast says Minshew will not play unless he replaces Carr for the game. And Irish says the same. So he agrees with you, Q, that he probably won't see any action unless it's an injury. Poke Kane's going to see you at the Improv tomorrow, Gio. So,
let's see here. Yeah, checking something out here.
All right. Yeah. So it's a lot of people talking about the Love running. Love ran for 14 carries for 91 yards and 6.5 yards against Texas A&M defense, measuring how good. All right. So yeah. So I mean, we'll see. Is Ashton Genty? Probably not, right? But you never know. This year could be a knockout year. It's obviously going to matter how good their offensive line is. Is their offensive line as good this year as it was last year for Notre Dame?
Yeah, they have most of their starters returning from last season.
Mm-hmm. And from what I heard, they were talking about last year was supposed to be kind of that year where people didn't expect much from them, and they overproduced, and so now they're expecting that to kind of carry over. So even though was this Jagasaw, right? Was their starting? I don't think he was a starting left tackle, but I know he was the starter. I can't remember if he was that guard or tackle that broke his arm in that ATV accident. I know they're going to be missing him, which is big. But it seems like that line is talented and deep, and I guess they can absorb that loss. But that's definitely a big loss for them.
Let's see. Poke Kane, Brett, I will see you Saturday at the store. All right. He's going to see Gio tomorrow. He's going to see me Saturday. He's coming down with our good friend Colorado Kane, meeting at CanesWear. Good to hear. Gio may be there Saturday morning as well. We'll have a little reunion there. All right. Everybody's invited Saturday morning. Come on down, one for all, before the line starts forming. Radio 331, thank you for joining the show. I think Bain and Lyle will ball out on Saturday. I agree. I think Bain, nobody's talking about Bain. I mean, they're talking about him, but I think he really wants to come out with a bang. Last year, he got hurt in that game against Florida early. Justin, Notre Dame sniper, Gerby Lambert will be interesting to watch at RG at right guard. And Justin says also, as a Notre Dame guy, no running back is going to get 25 carries a game in Notre Dame with their running back room. Be interesting.
Most teams are by committee now. What you saw with Ashton Genty last year at Boise State is really not the norm anymore.
All right. All right. I'm glad. Well, thank you for all the Notre Dame guys for joining us. We appreciate it. Feel free to drop by next week if the Canes win. When if for some reason we don't, just feel free to stay at home. We're going to be upset enough here. But I do predict the Canes will win 48-21. But we will see what happens. I know it's a big game. What's your prediction, Q?
Hey, Brett, I hope you are 100% spot on that score. I'm not seeing it quite that high. I think the over under. I think I saw it's 49.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could see it. I could see it being somewhere in that like 27-20 range, somewhere around there. But definitely on Miami win the game. All
right, great. I may lose power in a minute, guys. Mondo, what do you think of the final score of the game?
No, I've had it for weeks now, 27-17. Yeah, like Q just mentioned. Yeah, the total it started like at 54.5 a couple months ago. Now it's dropped to like 49.5. Obviously, money pouring in on the under, plus Notre Dame's quarterback uncertainty. So, yeah, I got a Miami 27-17. I know Gio's got it, 38-17, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you guys are close.
That would be.
I'll take it.
That would be delicious, certainly.
That would be amazing.
Well, great.
48 sounds even better, so we'll see.
Absolutely. If any of the one of the four of us pick it, I'll be very happy. Very, very happy. Well, guys, thank you to everybody for joining the show. We appreciate it. It was a great show. We had hundreds of different comments. We really appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you this weekend at CanesWear. Guys, before I fall out of time here, where can they find you, Gio, this weekend? Q and Mondo.
Yeah, everyone could find me tomorrow at the Fort Lauderdale Improv, the Dania Comedy Improv, actually. Just people come out there about 4:00 in the afternoon. We're starting about 4:30, going to about a little after 6. Me, Alex Donald from Locked on Canes, Michael Yo from Comics on Canes, the comedian himself. He's going to have his stand-up comedy show at 7:30 after that tomorrow. It's going to be fun tomorrow. I got some parties I'm heading out to on Saturday as well. Some private events I've been invited out to. Just alumni and stuff reached out to me. So it's going to be a lot of fun leading up to this game.
That's awesome. It's like a national championship almost. Everybody's coming into town.
And everyone can always find me on this podcast, the CanesWear podcast, or on Who Wants Smoke with Amon Richards. I make appearances on Locked on Canes. Sometimes I'm on WQAM. I try to spread myself around as much as possible.
And we love the new haircut. We got to say that, Gio.
Thank you. It was well overdue.
Q, we appreciate you joining the show today. Thank you so much. Stop by anytime. Where can people find you?
Guys. You can find me on X at Hate Football Pod, on YouTube at I Hate Football Podcast. Same thing on Instagram, I Hate Football Podcast. I get together from a good bit with Will from 305 Sports Now, and my guy Russ on the College Football Blitz. So we'll be around. Hopefully, get to do this with you guys more during the season. I'll get with Bobby and see if as we tag along with you guys again, man. But I always appreciate you guys letting me on, man. It's always a good time with you guys.
Absolutely.
I'll be down there too this week. I also sitting in, then we talked about 134, section 134. Should be out there pretty early to tailgate and do all that stuff. So hopefully we catch you guys out there also.
No doubt. For sure.
I think.
I don't know if Brett froze. Is that what? I don't know what's in
his
brain,
yeah.
Frozen.
He had mentioned something.
He said he was about to lose power.
Yeah.
What the hell are you drinking there, Brett?
I was like, what happened to Brett? There you go.
That's funny.
Oh, damn.
All righty, everyone.
All right, fellas.
Take care.
All right, man. Good to see y'all. Everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys joining in, man.
Go Canes, baby.
Awesome.
Go
Go Canes. Let's beat the hell out of Notre Dame on Sunday. Y'all take it easy. Have a great night, guys.